Happy Mojito Monday. I hope you guys got to see the solar eclipse today. It was amazing. They're saying that the last time that there was a full solar eclipse in this part of the world, it was close to 100 years ago, and it'll probably be another 100 years before Julian gets his effing life together. So let's do this review, y'all. The episode starts off with Julian sitting on the couch, still at Talisa's house. It's the end of the 7 days, and she comes downstairs, sees him there. She doesn't even speak to him. She sends him a text message basically saying, I see your stuff is still here. You have until the end of the day. And she walks out. And so he then begins trying to get his stuff out. He locks himself out so he can't get all of his things. He manages to leave his wallet in there. Now he's in a bad, tough spot. So then we go to Mo and her roommate, and Mo is sitting there just obsessing over this pic where Julian and Wendy were meeting. And so she's just, she's expanding it and looking at it and everything. And I'm like, oh, girl, see, this is where we get in trouble. You tried to act like it wasn't nothing but sex. Y'all, Mo is giving me single black female. She's giving me fatal attraction. Yeah, I'm seeing rabbits in pots. We all could tell Mo still got it for Julian and she wants something more. Mo needs help, y'all, because Mo strikes me as she wants this dude so bad. She'll, do stuff and try to act like, no, it's just sex. It's not a big deal. Hell, you about to have a menage a trois. Was that too to just try to somehow still stay connected to Julian? Mo texts Daryl. She wants to drill him to find out more about what's up with his boy. So surprise, surprise, where does Julian end up? Julian is over at Wendy's, so they're lounging. And Wendy is trying to get Julian out of her house because Farrah's due home any minute. They're going to have a girls' night. They want to talk. And they want to just sit. And it was funny when Wendy said, like, we want to sit right here. Like, basically, get your ass up. And Julian's just, like, acting as if he's about to go to sleep and just trying to delay because he has nowhere to go. So Wendy's like, I don't know why you're acting like you don't want to leave. You got a house, you got a nice, comfortable bed. I'm just like, girl, he ain't got none of that shit. And what he did have when he had it, he didn't even really have it then because that was Talisa's stuff. So eventually, Julian does leave. So next we show Mo, who's over at Daryl's. And when she gets to Daryl's house, he's like, let me tell you right now, I'm in a relationship. I'm in a serious relationship. So, whatever you coming over here right now trying to do, I'm not down with it. And Mo's like, boy, don't nobody want you. Mo shows him the picture. Daryl was like, I know all about that. I was there. She asks, is this Wendy? And he's like, yeah, that's Wendy, man. Now that was the sadness in his voice. Poor thing. He's still hurting. But he also tells Mo that he and Julian have gone their separate ways. She asks him questions about but before she asks questions about the marketing, he tells her about he thinks the baby might have been his. Daryl may really feel that he doesn't know for sure if the baby's his or not. And so she asks Daryl then about, is Wendy the marketing friend that Julian's been meeting with? And he's like, look, Wendy does marketing, but I don't know what they're doing. They doing whatever they're doing. I'm not in it, and I don't know what they're doing. So back to Julian, who's in the car. Julian's on the phone, and his first call goes out to his aunt, Ty's mom. So when she answers, he's like, Auntie, I don't think you know what Talisa is doing. I don't have my wallet. She won't open the door, or she won't let me get my wallet. And, he tells his aunt that, your boo-boo is out here in the streets. And I'm like, your boo-boo? Your boo-boo? Oh my God. I think that is so symbolic of the mental state of Julian, the flashbacks, the lack of maturity, the lack of development, the need to get something from women. Doesn't even matter if it's an aunt or whatever, but just things that he thinks works, that maybe has worked for him in the past, but it was just like, that is not becoming. Referring to yourself as boo-boo. That's not cute. Okay, so anyway, his aunt, she cuts that stuff off quick. She's like, I've already talked to Talisa today. I wish y'all cousins could get along better now that y'all are getting older. But basically, I'm not getting in the middle of it. And when she said, and I'm sure you have enough people that you could stay the night with. When she said that, I said, oh, that's her defending her daughter right there, because those are Ty's words almost to the letter. And she told Julian, I love you, and that was it. It was a wrap. She was there with Ty. She know how her daughter and they've been there for Julian, and I'm sure Ty told her everything about how he sat there and did not defend her, and she was disrespected, and how hurt she was. And so yeah, Auntie said, can't help you here, honey. Bye-bye. So after that call, though, if you noticed, he didn't call his mother and he didn't call his dad. So we don't know what the situation there is. I think it could be all his life he's never been able to depend on them. So I think with him being in this stressful situation right now, I don't even think it would be natural for him to defer to them as the people he would go to. Because if I go by the flashbacks, they haven't been dependable. So why would they be his go-to people? They've never been there for him, really. So, and Julian starts going down the list. He calls Milan. She doesn't answer. It goes to a voicemail. I'm like, child. And Milan's probably not answering because she probably has a full-blown Chefjulian operations running with multiple drivers and everything else. She's probably overseeing the business and everything that she's going to sucker him out of. Because, yeah, Milan is not available for Julian, okay? Then he goes to his boy's house, James. So he figured, you know, if he could just crash over there for the night, it wouldn't be any issue. But as luck would have it, Talisa is over there. And so that's a no-go because James is like, I'm not getting in the middle of y'all's family stuff. And Julian, and Ty's like, I don't want to hear it, Julian. And she closes the door. I just needed Julian to say, I need my wallet. That's all. I need my wallet. He left there, and of course, who does he call? Old reliable Mo. And Mo says, sure, come on over, because you know what? Mo has enough information now, and she's ready for him to come over because she wants to confront him. Now, I was very, very happy to see that Julian had enough sense not to call Daryl. But the thing is, you know, I think Daryl probably would have let him crash there. Even with everything that has went down, but I'm glad he didn't call down. When Julian gets to Mo's house, you know, she gets him a pillow and a blanket, and they're sitting there and they're just talking, and Julian's giving that same old charming, you know, I'm a whole kind of smile. He can't help it. It's his body language, his, you know, the smile and all of that. He can't help it. But when Mo's like, would you like a massage and stuff? And he's like, no, because he's trying to be good. So I give you credit for that, Julian. You get half of a gold star, maybe. But Mo starts kind of like just trying to ask him some questions about the marketing manager. And, you know, now that Talisa's gone, it's kind of like, what are we going to do about a marketing manager? And she's like, what about the guy you were talking about? You know, that'll be good. We'll have 2 guys, 2 women, you know, kind of mix it up a bit. And he was like, what guy? And then she's like, you know, the guy you were talking to about marketing. Letting him just hang himself. And he's like, oh, no, I don't think he's available. And so, Julian's like, but you know, it's not like it's going to be hard to get another marketing manager. I said, now, you know what? That's a little diss right there, Talisa. Even if that wasn't his intent, that was a little diss. Because don't act like your cousin is just so replaceable. See, that's why karma has you in the situation that you're in right now, Julian. But when he goes to use the bathroom, Julian, of course, has not learned yet. He has not even put a lock on his phone. He just leaves his phone there all out in the open. Anybody can access it, get into it. Yeah, that's what he does. So that's what Mo did. Mo checks his phone and she sees the exchange between him and Wendy that's more personal related. She didn't see anything in the exchange that was business related, but it's just about, are you hungry, tacos, etc. You know, emojis with hearts and all of that. So when he comes out and she has his phone and he's like, Mo, what are you doing? And she's like, you are such a fucking liar, right? And so then she goes off and she lets him know about, you know, about the baby, and lets him know about him working with Wendy for marketing and keeping it from the other partners. And so first he told her, when she mentioned the thing about the baby, he said to her, first of all, facts. That wasn't my baby. That was Daryl's baby. Almost like the same thing he did with Ty. He keeps saying that and with such power, as if it means something and almost means something positive towards him. And I'm like, I think you need to find something else to say, because you keep saying that like it wasn't my baby. That was Daryl's baby. Like, okay. Still your best, you know how that sounds, that's your best friend. We went over that last episode. So anyway, he tells Mo that he doesn't have to get permission from her to talk with Wendy about ideas for a commercial because it's his business. Julian still doesn't get the fact that they are partners, and Mo was upset about that, and she went off on him about that. Now, she is 100% spot on in my view when it comes to the business and Julian making these decisions that they've talked with him about before, where he doesn't consult them, and he comes off like he cannot comprehend, no matter how many times they tell him that you cannot make decisions without us because it is a partnership. He's not comprehending that. He's comprehending the name of this business is Chef Julian. I'm Julian, so this is my shit. So that's how he's perceiving it, no matter how many times they tell him otherwise. So on those grounds alone, with Mo quitting, because she quit after that little exchange, I support her action in that. Now, we know it's a little deeper than that for single black female. Now, we know because there's other layers, but she wasn't wrong for quitting because, you know, Julian doesn't get it. Now, the letter she typed and and how she was going off about he's an imbecile and, you know, it was the worst decision she ever made and you know, he's a fuckboy and all that. I was like, okay, girl, now see, now this is where the personal coming in. Because the reality is, if Julian had still been sleeping with you, I'm sure you would have been upset about him working with Wendy and not talking with y'all, but I don't think you would have been any more upset than you were in the past when he made decisions and didn't consult y'all. I think you're extra salty this time because you want Julian. Julian doesn't want you like the way he wants Wendy, because he shuts her down when she even called something about when she said to him, you're around here knocking up bitches. And he was like, do not talk about Wendy like that. So, you know, she knows that she's just not that, he doesn't see her that way. He doesn't want anything serious from her. So that adds extra salt in all of this that's going down in the scene between her and Julian. So she tells Julian to get the fuck out. And so when Julian's leaving, then she's like, yeah, go ahead and run. Either, you know, run away from your problems like you always do. I'm like, didn't you tell him to get out? See, single black female. But another part that was funny too, when Mo did quit, Julian was like, see, that's not even professional. How you just gonna quit like that? That's just not the professional way to do it. And I was dying laughing, y'all. I was like, oh my God. What do you mean? There's nothing professional about your business. I mean, there's been nothing professional from his perspective. Even the situation with Talisa, if she wasn't an equal partner, why didn't she know that? You know, if when you had your launch party and you're upstairs, you know, banging out two women during the event, including one being Mo, instead of paying attention to what you need to do and running out of food and all of that. I mean, you haven't been, and again, I have not seen anybody delivering any food in these episodes, so I'm not even really sure where the money's coming from. And that's why I said Milan must be over here somewhere, got a organization up and running, and an infrastructure up and running to support this business. How much money did Milan actually give? Because if they're even able to hire a marketing manager, then there's money somewhere. And so it's just, I'm questioning all that. So I'm assuming Milan must have put in a lot of money to stand up this business. It's not really like a mom and pop, we make, we spend, we make, we spend and try to build up the business. That maybe she put in a lot to build up this business, because I'm like, you hiring a marketing manager, you don't even know where you're going to stay. I'm not convinced yet you even have the resources to be able to have your own place. So it just seems like it's the type of things that a startup business that different people would have to fill certain roles until they're able to actually hire like a marketing manager. Who hires a marketing manager as a part of a startup when I'm not seeing anybody deliver any chicken? So I just don't know what's going on with that, but whatever's going on, I feel like it might be something diabolical, and Milan is in the mix somewhere where it's not going to turn out pretty for Julian in this business. That is it for this episode. I'm very curious to see where all of this is going. Thank you guys so much for stopping by my channel, and until the next time, as always, thank you for allowing me to have my 2 cents.